Suspect in Valkea violence wears Nazi symbols and carries a swastika-engraved knife. A 15-year-old boy who was stabbed at the Valkea shopping center in Oulu is now suspected of having a racial motive after police found a swastika on the blade of the weapon he was using and Nazi-themed lettering on his clothing. The boy has admitted to the act and informed the police that the stabbing had a racial context. The incident recalls the violent act at the same location last week, where Juhani Sebastian Lamsa fatally stabbed a child of foreign descent. Police are currently investigating the possible connection of the 15-year-old boy to far-right and extremist movements. The victim, who was seriously injured, did not know the suspect beforehand. Police have questioned both parties, and the investigation continues as a case of attempted murder. The latest report on Finland's foreign and security policy, released today, marks a significant departure from previous policies, particularly those under Sanna Marin's government. Strongly influenced by Alexander Stubb, the report introduces the concept of value-based realism and emphasizes a new era in foreign and security policy. This is the first report since Finland joined NATO and is based on the Petteri Orpo government's program. The report underscores Finland's commitment to protecting independence and territorial integrity and avoiding military conflict while ensuring citizen safety. It also assesses the current geopolitical environment, particularly the impact of Russia's war in Ukraine and global power competition, especially from Russia and China. Relations with Russia will remain suspended until Russia ceases its aggressive war. Additionally, Finland emphasizes the importance of the EU and NATO, particularly cooperation with the United States. President Alexander Stubb met with Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre and Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson in Bodø, Norway, to discuss cooperation among NATO member countries. The talks focused on regional security, nuclear weapons issues, and defense cooperation among Nordic countries. Stubb emphasized that Finland does not intend to acquire nuclear weapons, despite participating in planning to mitigate risks. The discussions also included criticism of Russia's military actions and condemnation of racially motivated violence in Oulu, Finland. The three countries signed a defense cooperation document to strengthen regional security commitments. Protests against far-right violence in Helsinki and Oulu. Over 500 people gathered at Helsinki's Senate Square on Thursday evening to protest against far-right violence, following two racially motivated attacks in Oulu. A simultaneous protest in Oulu saw around 500 to 600 participants, calling for an end to violence and honoring human rights. Police were deployed to ensure safety and order. Slogans like, "Stop Racial Violence," and "Nazis Go to Hell," clearly expressed the community's outrage and solidarity against discrimination and violence. On Wednesday, Helsinki police requested public assistance regarding a video showing a man brutally killing birds with a knife. The incident occurred in the Tapolansari area of Oulu, where a local woman reported that her husband witnessed a strange man chasing birds with some sort of wire. The police have made the video public to attract public attention. The woman, a bird lover, noted that Arctic terns fiercely protect their nests and young, and never attack people unprovoked. She also expressed concern for the safety of the bird chicks in the area. The couple has filed a complaint, and Helsinki police confirmed that the case has been transferred to Oulu police for investigation. This year's strawberry season in Finland is starting unusually early. Jukka Kitila, owner of Niti Sepala farm in Palkane, said that although spring was initially long, May's hot days caused strawberry flowers to bloom early. Heidi Wirtanen from the Federation of Berry and Raspberry Growers noted that the picking season will also end earlier than expected. Both Kitila and Wirtanen advised people to stock up earlier than usual, as strawberries might be hard to find by mid-July. Despite a slight expected decrease in total production, there will still be a significant supply of strawberries this summer. The South Ostrobothnia welfare area has asked relatives of home care clients to help with care tasks during the summer due to a labor shortage. In a letter, relatives were asked about their ability to assist, such as heating food or accompanying clients on walks, which could shorten visits by professionals. Authorities like Valkea and the Elderly Care Inspectorate have stated that transferring responsibility to relatives is inappropriate, though voluntary support is allowed. The survey has drawn criticism and concern that service levels and availability might be affected if responsibilities are temporarily shifted to relatives. The labor shortage is a broader issue affecting all of Finland, but ensuring services remains a duty of the welfare areas. Finns overwhelm North Swedish Systembolaget store, forcing entry restrictions. Finns have caused long queues at the Systembolaget store in Haparanda during the Midsummer Festival, leading to entry restrictions. The weak Swedish krona and lower alcohol prices have attracted shoppers from across the border. On the day before the Midsummer Festival, the parking lot of the shopping center near the Finland-Sweden border was packed, and Systembolaget had to queue customers to the door multiple times throughout the day. To alleviate the crowding, store entry was restricted, quickly forming long lines. According to locals, this has been happening for days, but the lines reached the door on Thursday. Similar congestion occurred last year due to the significant drop in the Swedish krona. Many people living near the border often cross into Sweden to buy cheaper alcohol, and now they are buying even more due to the weak krona. Foodora Courier recognized as employee in landmark Finnish decision. In a significant ruling by the Finnish social insurance institution, a Foodora delivery courier has been recognized as an employee rather than a self-employed entrepreneur. This decision marks a critical milestone in the dispute over the employment status of food delivery workers. Lawyer Mika Hakanen, representing the Turku-based Courier in the case, described the decision as a major milestone that could set an important precedent for similar disputes in the future. The social insurance institution's decision was based on the courier not bearing business risks and working under Foodora's direction regarding working hours and methods. Foodora, a leading company in the food delivery sector, has long considered its couriers as self-employed entrepreneurs, thereby avoiding employer obligations like social insurance contributions. However, the new decision changes this perspective, confirming that Foodora couriers are indeed employees and should be entitled to employee benefits such as social insurance and related welfare benefits. Foodora has opposed the decision, stating they still support the right of couriers to work as self-employed entrepreneurs. Nonetheless, decisions from authorities will determine the future course of this dispute. Donald Duck and his nephews are on a summer adventure around Finland, visiting 9 cities. Their mission is to come up with advertising slogans for each city, sparking joy and enthusiasm among locals. Turku Mayor Minna Arv expressed particular delight at Donald Duck's visit, describing it as priceless advertising. In this year's issue, Aku Enka offers free advertising space to Turku, which Arv said is more valuable than any marketing campaign. The Ducks have also ventured to tourist spots in other cities like Tampere and Jyväskylä, bringing joy and nostalgia to fans old and new across Finland. Remember these 8 tips if you plan to burn a midsummer bonfire. Current weather forecasts suggest that many areas will have favorable conditions for bonfires. But follow the fire inspector's guidelines to ensure safety. 1. Choose the location carefully, ensure you have the landowner's permission and place the fire away from buildings and flammable materials. 2. Prepare appropriate burning materials, avoid using prohibited items like tires. 3. Prepare extinguishing tools, bring hoses, buckets, fire extinguishers, and necessary tools. 4. Be mindful of wind conditions, avoid lighting fires in strong winds, especially in southern and central Finland. 5. Never use gasoline to start the fire. 6. Never leave the fire unattended. 7. Clean up and check after the fire, ensure the fire is completely extinguished before leaving the site. 8. Always prioritize safety. 9. Following these guidelines will help ensure that the midsummer bonfire celebration is safe and successful.